Hi, Nicole Beery. This is my second video in my instructional tutorials playlist. The second tool I'm going to show you is Storybird.com. This is a website that I use for writing with my students. It's all about narratives and generating ideas. I also make sure that the students work on parts of stories and word choice, and you'll see why once we get into the program. My goals for my students using this program is to generate creativity and ideas. A lot of my students have trouble even writing anything down. They're afraid to get started, and this kind of gets ideas generated for them and gets them to put down ideas. And also I have them think about beginning, middle, and end, and like I said, word choice. My intended audience for this are my students, and the 5th grade level I used it for all my students, and now at the 2nd grade level I'm using it as an enrichment for my early finishers. So let me show you how it works. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. I already have a login, but it's free to log in and get a website, and then you actually, as a educator, you actually get to create your own class. So this is my class. As you see, I have, oh look, I have a kiddo working on it like right now at 8:30 at night. This is my kiddo that I am using for enrichment, and then these were students that I had used it last year. So I kind of have a log of everything that's happening, which is nice for me to moderate. I can see my students, their names, and when they're using it. I can make assignments. I haven't, but I can do that. And then there's a library of all the stories that my students have written so that we can share them all together. So let me kind of show you what the students would do. There are two parts. They can either write a story, so they just kind of click on write. If they're going to write stories, how they start is Storybird kind of works backwards. Instead of writing the story and then drawing the pictures, they pick pictures that they like and then they write a story around it. So it gives you all of these ideas, and they get to pick something that interests them. So as you see, there's a lot of different things that would appeal to different kiddos. So once they find something that they like, let's see, I'm being kind of picky, I guess. Like this would probably be something my kids would like. Okay, this little hedgehog. So I look at this little hedgehog, and all of these things down here are pictures that are in the same family as the hedgehog. So if I want to use this art, I always tell my kids to use picture books because they're younger. And it automatically started my book for me. And then it's already generating all of these other pages that I can insert into my book. So I can write about this little hedgehog. So there's my first page. If I want to add another page, I click it there, and then I can just pick a picture that I feel like goes with my hedgehog. Let's see. Maybe I want this alligator. Oh, come on, alligator. This alligator, what is he doing? maybe he's the hedgehog's friend. So I'll just write about the hedgehog's friend, and then I can continue to add pages and pull in and format my book the way that I want to. So you can see how this would really help, and if I want to change it, I can do that. Now you can see how this would really help students who struggle with ideas really come up with something, and it gets them going. So if I want to save it, I can do that, and then I can come back to it later. Let me go back to my So you saw that you can write, but the students can also read each other's works and people all over the world's works. So let's see, maybe I want to do kids stories. And so all these stories are going to pop up. And the kids can get reading practice in as well. So there's lots of different choices. How to Be a Millionaire. That sounds like something I should read. And this looks like this is a chapter book. But you see how that could be interesting to the kids. They can be inspired by other people and write more interesting stories. So then once your kids are writing, I have to find where I'm going now. Once your kids, oh, I think I got logged out maybe. Once your kids are writing, where are my kiddos? Oh, here they are. Once your kids are writing, you can comment and leave them notes about maybe things you want them to edit. You can, once they're finished, you can share it. But you can preview, and before they share it, you have to okay it. My kids get really excited to put this on the smartboard and share them with each other. Apparently this kid eats brains for his favorite food. But how cool is it that this little girl is at home right now working on her stuff? So some of the ISTE standards that this reaches are ISTE Standard 3C, Customizing Learning Activities for Diverse Needs. Like I'm using this as an enrichment program for one of my high kiddos. And then also 3B, Developing Technology-Rich Learning Environments and having students manage their own learning. So I hope you learned something about Storybird and that you go out and use it with your kids.